All right, so I'm going to go through this with you how I would if I was leading. So bear with me. We're going to go look at John 2 right now. Honestly, I haven't looked at it, and if you're in a Bible study and you're a high school student, you probably haven't looked at it yet either. So I'm going to go through my thoughts and my process of doing it. So first, in the group, I'd definitely have like an icebreaker question. There's an app called Questions in the Box that I recommend you download and use. So let's go ahead and use that. Going around, we would talk about the questions in the box. I have too many apps on my phone. I think it's just called questions. Yep. So, hey guys, how's it going? Let's look at one of the questions here and answer it. So, question right here, which you can't see, is what, if anything, makes you feel close to God? And go around in the question, or go around in the group. Everyone answers the question. And again, we are here today talking about John. Hopefully you read this last week, but we really want to focus in deeper what it means to just look at this. So we're going to go ahead and read it through right now. Probably popcorn it around. But let's go. On the third day, there was a wedding at Cana in Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Jesus also was invited to the wedding with his disciples. When the wine ran out, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." And Jesus said to her, "Woman, what does this have to do with me? My hour has not yet come." And his mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." Now there were 6 stone water jars that were there for the Jewish rite of purification, each holding 20 or 30 gallons. Jesus said to the servants, "Fill the jars with water," and they filled them up to the brim. And he said to them, "Now draw some out and take it to the master of the feast." So they took it. When the master of the feast tasted the water, now become wine, they did not know where it came from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew. The master of the feast called the bridegroom and said to everyone, "Everyone serves the good wine first, and when people have drunk freely, then the poor wine. But you have kept the good wine until now." This, the first of the signs Jesus did in Cana in Galilee, and manifest his glory, and his disciples believed in him. After this, he went down to Capernaum, where his mother and his fathers and his disciples, and they stayed there for a couple days. So that's the first part of it. Going on, the Passover of the Jews was at hand, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. In the temple, he found those who were selling ox and sheep and pigeons, and the money changers sitting there. And making a whip of cords, he drove them all out of the temple with the sheep and oxen. And he poured out the coins and the money changers and overturned their tables. And he told those who sold the pigeons, "Take these things away. Do not make my father's house a house of trade." The disciples remembered that it was written, "Zeal for your house will consume me." So the Jews said to him, "What sign do you show us for doing these things?" Jesus answered them, "Destroy the temple, and in 3 days I will rise it up." And the Jews then said, "It has taken 46 years to build this temple, and you will raise it up in 3 days?" But he was speaking about the temple of the body, which therefore he was raised from the dead. His disciples remembered that he had said this, and they believed the scripture and the word that Jesus had spoken. Now, when he was in Jerusalem at the Passover feast, many believed in his name when they saw the signs that he was doing. But Jesus, on his part, did not entrust himself to them, because he knew all people and needed no one to bear witness about man, for he himself knew what was in man. All right, so that's a lot there. Let's go ahead and look at this in sections. So the first part is John 2, 1 through 12. So let's go ahead and go around. What does this actually mean? So the first thing I would say for you is that, hey, Jesse, I'm just doing this stream for people who are leading this Bible study of mine, and hopefully they'll be able to watch it. But if you have any questions, go ahead and ask. I'm up for it. We're going over John 2 and how to lead a Bible study with chapter 2 of John. So hello. So on this is the first miracle that John talks about. And if you look at some research of the book of John and some commentaries and just things that are happening, John really likes the number 7, and he has 7 different signs that he has throughout the book of John of how Jesus is the Son of God. So, all right, you want to teach me? Let's teach me. There were 6 stone jars with water. Um, yeah, I feel like this would work better if there's more people alive. Like, my goal for this is that there is a group of high school kids I'm working with that just watch this live stream. I can connect with them and be able to answer questions and kind of go through this with them. So it's a little awkward to do it by myself, and I hate talking by myself. But hopefully, this will happen soon. So if I was with the group, I would have them basically re-say what happened in here and what it means. And just have them know what they're reading and what they're doing in the scripture. Yeah, and I don't really care too much about preaching to you guys. It's more about the people that I'm having lead a Bible study who are teenage kids. So glad you guys are here, though. Where are you guys from, by the way? See, I don't feel like I want to like preach to the world. Yeah, I gotcha. I really didn't care about God until college when I was actually challenged to think beyond what they just said. Cali, nice. So I'm in Indiana right now. Um, yeah, I don't really want to. I love sharing about God. Pennsylvania, cool. I love sharing about God. I love talking about what I'm doing, but I'm not here to like convert you guys. That's not the point of this video. So, a cult leader, awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I would just say that the group that I'm a part of and connected with, Crew, really had people my own age teaching me about God, and that was pretty cool. That it wasn't like this adult up front talking to me about things that just didn't make sense, but it was people my own age. And I feel that you don't have to be a Bible scholar in order to read the Bible, but God created that so anyone can read it and be able to understand it. There are little keys to it, though, since it's scripture that was written over 2,000 years ago, that you kind of have to read it a different way. So you have to read it by observing what happened then, interpreting what that means now, and then applying it to your life. A lot of people just apply it to their life right now, which just doesn't really work too much. So, again, for the students that are going to be watching this, I would have them go through and tell like what happened in each section and make it so they're able to understand. What else? There are some really cool stories of why. I mean, just Jesus didn't really want to do his first, what is it? His first sign, and his mom came to him and said they have no wine, and Jesus is like, "Woman, what does that have to do with me? My hour has not yet come," which is weird because Jesus said he's not ready, but then his mom made him do it anyway. I don't know. I think that's kind of weird. The fact that there was wine that was used at the feast and people said it was the best wine talks about there's parallel of like the kingdom of heaven, how like it's going to be great. Why did the miracles stop, though? We haven't really seen things listed. Yeah, it's a good example. I would say, one, the definition of a miracle, like, is something that doesn't happen all the time. Like, if we're reading it in the Bible, that's over a span of hundreds and hundreds of years. That if it was something that happened like once a year, I wouldn't say it's a miracle. I would say there are people that would argue with you that like they've had like things bad happen to them, like cancer or getting in car crashes and that kind of stuff. But with that, I would also say that God doesn't always work in those times. Like people do have cancer, people do pray that God will heal them, and God doesn't heal them. And those are hard questions. I totally agree with that. I would say that I've seen God work in my life multiple times. So there's a sense of believing and trusting in Him just because I didn't believe in God until my, freshman year of college. And like I was big into like hating Christians. Like I could be the guy that would debate every Christian and like smash them to the floor and like spit in their face. Like I would probably be that guy. Yeah. It's probably good he doesn't kill you. Or well, yeah. So, what do you believe then, Jesse, if you don't believe in God? You said you're agnostic, right? No, that was a stole or whatever your name is. Man, I wish you could like do Google Hangouts in this. I could do Hangouts live. That might be a better option next time. Yeah. I would actually love you guys joining the call. I love to have conversations. And again, I'm not trying to convert you. I'm just trying to show you what God's done in my life. Can I do Hangouts through this? Like, will it still be on this channel, or how would that work? Hangouts on air with YouTube. Creator Studio. New live event. I just ended some. No. All right, I'm going to do it. So I see it right here. I'm going to end this one, and I will be back in like 1 or 2 minutes. So see you there. I'm excited. Bye.